Let's kick it old school!
Yeah!
Old school essentials. The further adventures of the Thunderous Fury.
All right, it is Old School Essentials, the further adventures of the Thunderous Fury, session 64. Time for the recap.
All right. As we started the adventure, several of our unfortunate heroes were stuck out in a dark cloud of ravens that was, well, pecking them to death, or scratching, or whatever. Who knows? In any case, Sofan, Basil W, Johntor, and Sir Rickon and the cleric were stuck outside. Oh, and let's not forget the horse, because Karn would never ever forget the horse. We're all stuck outside playing tag with a cloud of dark ravens. Several people attempted to help. Orion sang a song trying to get them to go in. Karn, of course, being who he is and listening to Johntor whine like the little bitch he is, decides that no, I swore I'd save him, so I'll go out into the darkness because he loaned me his armor. Yes, there you go. That's Karn and Johntor right there. Johntor whines, Karn runs to save the day. In some way, Karn succeeds because Johntor is one of the first to stumble back inside. In the meantime, Clintok decides that maybe the teeth have something to do with it. So he knocks the teeth out of the girl's hand and starts going up to rummage around in the upstairs room to see if maybe there's something there. Or maybe he's just checking for gems, because, he does do that occasionally. Sofan gets smart, uses his pixie charm, and flies straight up and finds out that the darkness has a distinct height limit, and while the others are still struggling in it, flies around the outside and goes in a back door. Basil, of course, and Sir Rickon are the last people back in. Basil W shows his violet side, remembering a different campaign, by punching Violet. We all sort of look at him like that and manage to talk him down out of that, but he is sure somehow that she is part of the problem. So in any case, finally, as we all get away from it, the darkness breaks. In the meantime, Clintok is finding a very strange, a very creepy room with all sorts of mummified animals and necklaces of teeth, and decides maybe he wants to hide. So he snuffs out the light and hides under the bed. Orion tries to figure out, while everybody's getting patched up, Orion tries to figure out what this thing is based on what it looks like, and comes up with the idea that maybe it's a boogeyman. They charm children to do grotesque tasks, which has certainly happened, and they can shapeshift, which we're not clear on yet, but it requires magic to hurt. You can't hurt it with normal objects. He tells everybody this, and Orion and Temel and Johntor feel like they're being observed, so maybe they've shapeshifted into something and is looking in on us while we're talking. Who knows? In any case, considering the shapeshifters might be the children, we tied up the children and forced everybody to bleed in order to make sure that they weren't actually shapeshifters. And of course, everybody passed the test because, you can't ever get an easy out the first time. Orion decides that he doesn't like the ravens nesting at the top of the bell tower and goes to Molotov it down. Sir Rickon is in the meantime arguing about taking the children and leaving immediately, and most of the rest of the people are searching for hidden areas, looking for Mr. Rag & Bones. So in any case, the bell tower starts burning, and the searchers hear a door bang and find an area with two statues of saints, two daises, one with a statue of a saint who is well grown over, and the other with the statue missing. But no, there's something moving. Nope, it's curtains on the other side. But nope, there is actually something moving. A figure is stepping out of the shadows with a top hat and a long beak hovering over the ground and a cloak of feathers. Well, of course, Karn charges it, being who Karn is, and pops it a good one. Start out the combat, and when he does, pieces of it sort of fly off and then fly back in, and then it flees and turns into a cloud of birds and settles at the top of the now burning bell tower. Basil Wilberforce decides that, hey, we can climb easily. Let's go up and take the attack to it. And so some start climbing. A couple of the others decide, no. Let's firebomb it and start actually lobbing firebombs and actually hit it a couple of times, down to the point where finally whittled down to a single bird and finally falls through a lucky hit from Orion. Sir Rickon is appalled, of course, that we burned the bell tower and is wants to save the bell. Clintok sees a business opportunity and convinces Sir Rickon to help lower it down and rig up a cart in order to take it with us. In any case, so we are trudging along. It's the middle of night. It's the middle of damn well nowhere, and there's no place guaranteed safe to settle down. But we find something that we think is, not noticeably worse than anything else, and settle in for the night. It is somewhat interrupted by strange noises, but nobody actually attacks. Unfortunately, as we're settling in for the night and checking on the wounds, we have figured out that the wounds that were taken originally are necrotizing and are not healing properly. So we need a cleric. We need a cleric badly. In any case, so the next day we make it to Prigwort, which is known for brewing and is run by brewmasters. Johntor is, of course, head over heels at the idea. And we are challenged by guards, but fortunately the guards recognize Sir Rickon. We go to meet some of the people there in order to, quote unquote, turn in our quest and see if we can get healing. And sure enough, the lady leading the Order of the St. Sedge there is very happy to have Violet back and offers to heal us, but she can only do a couple of ones at a time. So a couple of us get healed, but the others have to wait. We decided need to settle down a little and wind up at the Clashed Antler Inn, which is both a bath and an inn. And most of the people decide that they're going to be decadent and have their bath and have some drinking at the same time and have food delivered, and everything is going to be happy. And of course, several of the party members are also happy that the inn features Dottie and Bessie, known for their folksy ways. There you go. Clintok, being the smart man, decides rather than selling the bell back to the church, he will give it back and sees what he can get for it. They are so happy to have the bell back, not mentioning we're the ones that, made it necessary to evacuate it, that they give him some holy water and some information on the triple compact and the promise of future help. In any case, we are all relaxing at night when we get this strange dream/image from Remy, who says she got our message. She can't hear us in the dream, but we can supposedly hear her. She rambles on a lot, tells about taking on some of the hobgoblins, tells about actually hiring Cromwaller to help her, and tells us we should go to the Broken City in the Infinite Road and meet her at the two statues there, and she should be there in about 2 weeks from the message. I think that's it for the last run.
I don't know if you mentioned, but there were 3 children that you returned.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, and you fought. They didn't really know what that creature was, but it was a gloam. You guys are in the domain of Lady Harrimore, and that was her child. And Saint Rickon, Saint. I keep calling him. He's going to be a saint. He's going to return that kid. He is going to return Violet, obviously, up to Harrimore Keep. And I believe it's, yes, Hilda Harrimore, the commander of the Order of St. Sedge.
Okay, so that's Lady Harrimore.
No, that's her younger sister.
Mhm.
She is the cleric.
Okay.
And the only thing I mentioned the Clashed Antler, but you were at the Oath in the Oast, the bathhouse and brewery. You can't stay there. You're staying at the Clashed Antler. So Clashed Antler is like the northern part of the city, and the Oath in the Oast is like right when you come in. Obviously, Karn is going to be able to stay with the soldiers. She doesn't mind being there. I figured the rest of you guys probably wouldn't want to stay.
Where's he staying that's with the soldiers?
You remember when you showed up at that encampment
Yeah,
where you met the Hilda Harrimore,
yeah.
the commanders? Yeah, you're staying there. It's right before you get into Prigwort. Basically, they're building up defenses for the Naglord in case of attack, because obviously, you ran into Sir Rickon, and he talked about the swarming of the Crookhorns at the Abbey at St. Cloud, and then you went to help him. And you'll find out that Violet went missing at the construction site when Lady Harrimore came to visit once.
And then everybody else is at the Clashed Antler, and we were partying at the Open the Oast.
Yes, you were. Clintok is going to talk to people at the church to try to get some. You want a magic item?
Yeah, I was particularly thought they might have a magic weapon.
A magic weapon. Okay, that's right.
Does Clintok not have a silvered weapon, or is he just trying to upgrade?
Oh, he just thought that might be the most valuable thing they had, since they had like a saint wielding axes.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because they look martial, right?
So it is the 14th day of Simswald, the day of sunning. The feast of Saint Thorn is today. It is a bright, fresh, crisp morning. As well, for some of you, the sun coming up probably wouldn't be a great thing.
No.
But Basil Wilberforce, you wake up at the Clashed Antler. You guys are in a private cottage. You can describe the how you wake up. What sort of state are you in? Like, you sleeping on the floor? Are you on like a kitchen chair or what?
He's probably he's half on his bed, but his legs are hanging off. He's got one boot off and one side of his leggings off. But then, before he could get the other boot and other leggings off, he just sort of passed out and, wakes up, I guess, with the sun in his eyes, like, oh, I should have taken that other boot off.
So as you begin to wake up, you feel absolute shit. Like, this is the worst hangover. In fact, mechanically, it's a -2 to everything. And as you wake up and you rub your head, you realize there's something on your forehead. You look down, and in your hand is this doily.
Uh-oh.
And looking at the doily, as you kind of examine it, and I would say for Basil Wilberforce, this would be something he would know. You're like, that is interesting. This is made from spider silk.
Uh-oh. Spider silk? Who has doilies made of spider silk? Oh, no. I look around the room. Is there anybody else in there with me?
Yeah, there's Felix and Johntor. If you guys want to describe your state, what state you're in.
But just Felix and Johntor.
Right now. We haven't gotten to everybody.
Johntor is actually out of his armor because he had to be out of his armor in order to have his little adventure last night. And so he just dragged the armor back separately. But he is still asleep, sleeping like a baby, despite the fact that he managed to hit the floor instead of, the cot or whatever we were given. So, he is a happy little bastard at the moment.
And Felix actually just fell face first into the bed, armor and all, and just passed out right there. He's only halfway on the bed, but he is snoring louder than you've heard anyone snore before.
Okay. Johntor, as you kind of stir awake, from, it's, I don't know, maybe it's close to noon. You hear Basil.
Yeah, it's a good dream. Oh, wait a minute. Tell me that wasn't a dream. Okay.
You realize you are wearing a silver necklace.
Okay, I looked at the silver necklace.
All right. It's a silver necklace, and the little medallion on it are two beer steins, and they seem to have like a yellow glow to them. Like the way they reflect the light, it looks yellow.
Oh, this is so cool. I gotta ask Karn if there's a saint of beer. Yeah, the idiot, instead of thinking somebody slapped an enchanted item on me while I was out, is going, oh, beer steins, never mind, it's great.
And Felix, as you kind of stir awake and wake up, you realize you have the exact same item around your neck.
Instantly take off whatever object and hurl it across the room.
Okay.
Whoa, dude.
I'm not wearing one of
What?
these. I've got a doily.
Yeah, that's what you got. Yeah.
Well, you don't want one? You don't want it? It's got beer steins on it. It's got to be some sort of memorial for our last night. And unless Felix stops him, Johntor is going to go pick up the other one and put it on too.
No, Felix just says, if I can't remember it, not worth remembering.
If you can't remember it, you might not want to remember it.
That too.
But you're young,
Well,
you'll learn.
I mean, Johntor is not going to put on both necklaces. He's going to fiddle with the medallions. And so, take off the extra medallion and put it on.
Okay. And we go to Orion as you wake up to all this happening.
Orion actually kept himself semi-composed. I mean, when did the bard become the sane and sober one of the group? And so he's actually in his on his cot, out of his armor, and maybe feeling good, maybe not, but at least he hit the bed and got a decent amount of sleep.
Okay. So, as you're doing that and you look over and you realize there's a couple coins that have come out of your coin purse. And when you go to like put the coins, the rest of in the coin purse, you realize it's kind of light. I'm like down like 23 gold.
What the hell? I don't remember buying that much beer. Then again, if I bought that much beer, I wouldn't remember it.
Oh boy.
Let's see. Okay, I mean, I'm still not near destitute, but it's like he's gonna go find the others, and obviously he doesn't think anything of it. It's like, how much beer did we drink last night? Either I spent way more on beer than I thought, or somebody pickpocketed me or took my money, but why would they just take a few gold and not the whole thing? I'm confused. Do any of you remember what the hell happened last night?
Basil stops for a second and goes, oh, I gotta go find the Jakes. And as soon as he leaves the room, he's looking in his coin pouch to see if he either stole those 23 gold or he's out the 23 gold.
No, you don't seem. Yeah, you don't seem to have that 23 gold. You seem to have all your money.
Am I missing anything?
Nope.
Okay. But I'll come back and go, no, I don't. I got this thing. That's all I know about last night. And I think I ought to throw it away. You want it?
Doily? No.
Yeah. Look, it's spider silk. It's probably worth a lot, but I mean, I don't know if I stole it or if I got with the wrong girl and her husband's going to be mad or what.
Does it have anything to do with that ring and diary and the rest that you picked up when we were out in the cold lands and fought that tentacle thing?
I've got does it look like it's got anything to do with any of those?
No, it's very intricate pattern, but not something that looks familiar.
He's got the signet ring, the water, and the white gold letter opener.
Yeah.
Ryan's like, yeah, I mean, I get you. You're not sure if everything's on the up and up. Planning on somebody, and it'll all be good. Unless somebody knows you have it and wants it back, and then, well, the fun begins.
All right, Karn. What are
Uh-oh.
you doing on this beautiful, crisp morning? I mean, you've already been up for like 7 hours since it's like noon, right?
Yeah. 4:30 a.m. Rise and
Yeah.
shine. He has to wake up. He's got to say his prayers. He's got to clean his armor that he did last night. He cleans it again, wipes it all down, sharpens his sword again, has a frugal breakfast, probably, spends a little time meditating, and he's probably wandering around trying to figure out how to do something nice for somebody.
Okay. What would Karn consider nice? Is he going to hire somebody to, or I can't imagine Karn just giving somebody some money. He would probably hire them to do work or something, or
You said that they're working on building fortifications there?
yeah.
Then he's probably going to help them build their fortifications.
Okay. Yeah.
He knows how to do this kind of work. It's fortifications, right?
Okay.
Military based.
And Hilda is very happy to have somebody on, to help you. I mean, to help her with doing this. Sir Rickon has headed to House Harrowmore with Violet. He said that he will return. The friar has taken the two children into Prigwort to try to locate their families. Basil Bessex, you realize, is not around, is not there. There's no sign of him. And Zophan's stuff is in the this little cottage, but he's probably out and about doing something. And that leaves Clintok, I believe. Has he gone back to the church?
He will have gone to Brandybile's, the tailor, to see about getting him some new finery made, since he's been traveling for a while. His old stuff is starting to get a little bit worn out. He needs a new beret.
Give him his berets.
You go there in the morning, and there is a small red painted doorway with a shiny brass knob and a plaque bearing the inscription "Brandybiles by appointment only."
Oh, somebody is posh.
I look around, see is there a mailbox nearby.
There's like a little note that is been affixed to the side, and it says, "Inquire at Wrinkled Medlar."
All right. Well, I will head over to the Wrinkled Medlar, but first, before I go, is there any sort of mail slot or opening in the door?
No, there's like a little box that people have left notes and stuff like that.
Okay. Is it locked?
The door, yes.
No, the little box that people.
No.
Oh, I will take all of the notes from the mailbox.
Okay.
And start sifting through them, looking for anything interesting.
A few are requests to have work done, and you can see that they've been out here in the weather, and they've probably been there a while. You would realize he doesn't take requests in the mailbox.
Sure.
There's a couple notes from a few of the brew houses. Requesting his work, or one is an invitation to a feast, a certain dining in at one of the brew houses.
Oh, where's that?
That would actually be this evening.
Okay. Stick that one in my pocket.
Okay.
And
that is House Ogsbody.
Okay.
The insignia is a ram with ivy intertwined in its horns.
Oh, nice. And were any of the requests like very large requests that were unfilled?
Not really. I mean, they were just
Okay.
like, can you make this or fix this?
Yeah. No, absolutely. All right. That's good. That's all I need to know.
Right.
I literally toss the rest of them into the street behind me after I shove the
Yes.
in my pocket.
All right.
And then I'll head to the Wrinkled Medlar.
Okay. The Wrinkled Medlar. The sign is a dog's paw reaching towards a desiccated medlar fruit atop a luxurious cushion of purple velvet.
Fancy.
And you realize there is a doorman standing there at the inn. He kind of sizes you up as you kind of walking up, Can I help you, sir?
he gives him a little like bow with a flourish of his cape, and he says, "But of course, I have a meeting with the tailor."
Oh, oh yes, the tailor. Brandybile, is this? What is it you wish to have done?
"Oh, I hear he does the finest of finery around here. So I was going to inquire about having some garments made. A new wardrobe, one might say. This is getting rather drab."
Mm, yes. He can see he's sizing you up. Uh, well, let's see. Are you in town long?
Oh, I just got in last evening. But I'm looking for something crafted as shiny as this gold piece, and then toss the gold piece to him.
He catches it. Yes, sir. Later on this evening, if you just as the sun sets, if you wish to go by Brandybile's, he will see you.
Ah.
And who is he waiting for arrival for?
Oh, well, I'm sorry, that just won't do. I have an invitation this evening. I'm going to a banquet.
Oh my.
Yes, yes, yes. So I really do need to speak to him rather urgently.
Urgent it is. Yes. Just return in about 1 hour.
I'll be back then.
Head over to the Brandybiles. He will see you. Who will he be expecting?
Lord Clintok.
Lord Clintok. Yes. Lord Clintok. All right.
Orion feels an itch somewhere. Like I feel like I'm missing something. Like a good story is being had somewhere. Okay.
So he takes your name, he writes it on a little piece of parchment, and he thanks you for the gold piece. And he kind of opens the door to the inn. It looks like he hands it to someone, comes back out, mans the door again.
And while that's going, while I'm waiting for an hour, I'm
Okay.
gonna go over to the Earl's Court. Is that actually a courthouse or?
It's a cobblestone courtyard featuring charming fountain benches cloistered among rose-clad nooks. There's a golden statue at the center of this courtyard. It's actually painted yellow. It's a statue of a portly, regally dressed gentleman raising a goblet high in a toast.
Gotcha.
And as you look at the statue, you realize like on his breastplate are two steins that are together,
Gotcha.
like
Right.
embroidered on like some kind of well, let's see. He wouldn't be wearing armor.
Like a Gambison or something like that.
I don't know what that is, but I'll go with it.
Yeah, it's like a padded, like quilted armor thing that you normally wear over like chainmail.
Okay, good. Yes, that's what he is wearing.
All right. Well, I will stroll around the courtyard then,
That's
seeing if I can notice anyone that looks like they might be somebody.
There's people taking in the morning because it's a nice, crisp, fresh. Well, it's noon now, but they're sitting there chatting, maybe having a drink, kind of talking amongst themselves.
Anyone that looks wealthy?
Give me a D6 roll.
Yep. 1.
Yeah. So yeah, there's definitely a woman there who is she's definitely refined and has some. You tell she has some money. She's wearing like a brooch that looks gold, and she's got some rings on. She is with some other gentleman who looks very much her younger.
All right. Well, Clintok is going to roll up to her, ignoring the gentleman she's with, and say, "Aha, what a lovely afternoon it is."
Yes, it is wonderful.
Aha, don't, if you don't mind me saying so, I think the only thing more wonderful than this courtyard is the appearance of you in it.
Oh, you see, James, this is how you treat a lady. He's okay.
Is this your son?
Oh no, this is someone doing attempting their best at courtship. As you can see, he's trying to like fix his jacket. He's probably this is probably the first time I've ever worn one.
Well, would you mind strolling around the courtyard with me?
Oh, I would love to. May I have your name first?
It is Lord Clintok, and
Lord
gives
Clintok.
a rather lavish bow.
Oh, wonderful. James will return.
Yeah, I would call him for putting on airs, but technically he married into the Wagonbow Estate, which I don't know what title that inferred other than, oh shit, run away now.
I mean, shouldn't he still be in mourning over the loss of his wife?
This is morning.
Betrothed?
Yeah.
This is how he mourns, right?
I am Lady Amore.
Oh, Lady Amore. Pleasure to have your acquaintance.
It is nice to meet a gentleman here at Prigwort.
Well, I've just happened upon your little hamlet, and I was wondering if you could show me around. I mean, I do have plans this evening, but I don't know much else about this place.
Oh, yes. Where do you wish to stroll to? Where do you wish to go? And she kind of looks in the direction of the oaf and the oast as she says, that can be a little bit, there's some debauchery that happens there. We shouldn't return. I heard last night there was certain bawdy songs sung that were making people blush, and very uncouth here in Prigwort, even for those of us who enjoy song and dance at times. But
and who doesn't? But we must be more restrained in our outward expressions. But where might we find a proper lunch? Maybe given the time of day, we should do tea. Would you fancy afternoon tea? Is there anywhere around here for such a thing?
oh yes, a tea. Well, the Wrinkled Medlar Inn has a fine tea area.
Oh,
She
wow.
kind of looks you up and down like,
these are just my traveling garments, madam.
yes, I
apologize.
do understand. There is a strict door policy there, but I think a lord in your stature, and considering you've been traveling, we could make an exception.
Yes. Well, shall we head that way?
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, you escort her to the Wrinkled Medlar. As the doorman sees you again with Lady Amore, kind of looks at you and he opens the door. Welcome.
Yes, we're here to take in the afternoon tea.
Oh yes. And you stroll in and the doorman gives you a wink. Good job.
Oh,
And you kind of enter like this, it's very it's rustic but timeless.
Oh, all right.
The tables are decked with linen and candles and silver cutlery. Livered waiters serve guests at their seats. There are double staircases that lead to an intimate evening bar overlooking the broad stage at the opposite end of the room. And she says, we will go upstairs to this is where they serve the tea.
I have to ask, how are there so many snitty places in town for something that basically is known for brewing its beer?
That's the places you picked. Servants come and make sure you're seated, give you some tea to drink, whatever tea that you wish to have.
I'll just take your finest citrus and black tea,
Yes.
whatever that might be. And could we have some finger sandwiches? Maybe some tea cakes afterwards.
Tea cakes. Okay.
Wow, you're having high tea. Oh, wow.
And Clintok will make a show of wealth by tipping anyone that comes to the table to take orders or bring tea or anything.
Okay.
Giving them each a gold piece, and then tell me how many people that ends up being.
Wow.
Well, I would say at least 5.
Okay.
More because you started tipping.
A gold to everybody.
So are you just going to get finger foods and tea, or are you going to actually?
Yeah, just finger foods and tea. Nothing like extravagant meal. If it comes up, somebody mentions it, be like, well, I'm going to a banquet this evening. I want to make sure I arrive on an empty stomach.
Okay. So yeah, you get like shish kebabs that have pork on them and unicorn rump and turkey. And
Nice.
and some various vegetables, potato and turnip and squash.
Lady Amore, what are your thoughts on unicorn? I think it's a rather extravagant food, a little bit too rich for my blood, but I do enjoy it on occasion.
Well, you do know these aren't real unicorns.
They aren't.
No, only the Duke would get such things. These are false unicorns. But I'm
Well-
not one to gossip.
Well, oh well. And I thought this establishment was fine.
Ooh.
Well, only the Duke would get true unicorn rump.
And this Duke, do you know him personally?
No. I do not know of the Duke. So
Well-
what brings you to Prigwort, Lord Clinton?
Oh, well, we are just traveling through the Dolmen Wood, you see. This is merely a shortcut on a much bigger, much more lucrative venture.
Oh, okay. So you have a retinue or entourage with you?
I do. They're out collecting supplies and making themselves useful.
Yes.
Do you have a retinue besides, was it James?
Oh, yes, James. No, I decided to entertain him for at least the afternoon.
You must entertain the youth from time to time. For
Yes,
yourself
yes,
and for their education.
correct. How will they ever learn?
Exactly. Do you know any, I assume you have a gaggle of polite society women that you endure their company.
Yes, I do. We get to chat at times. Yes, there's a small group of us to get together.
Remind me of where the banquet is this evening. Sorry, I've lost track.
No, you're fine. House Ogsbody.
Okay. So this evening, I've been invited to the banquet of House Ogsbody.
Oh my! Really?
Yes. I hear it will be quite the production, but as you see, I am without a date for the evening. Would you happen to be free?
Lord Clintok, you're awfully forward.
Well, I'm a man with little time and little concern for pleasantries.
And I'm a woman who appreciates that. Cut to the chase. Yes, Lord Clintok. I would say that you do have your traveling clothes is acceptable, but you hopefully have some other attire. Of course, I won't wear these hideous things tonight. I'll get in something a little bit nicer.
Absolutely not. Brandybile is making me something in short.
Only the finest. Excellent work.
Absolutely. Do you, is that poor sod around here somewhere? I've yet
No.
to meet him in person, only in correspondence.
Oh, he's a little bit eccentric, but meticulous, and his work is renowned in the Dolmenwood.
Should be suitable for this evening.
Oh yes, more than suitable. Anytime you get invited to one of these dinner parties or events from one of the brewing houses, it's very important. You know, they do run Prigwort.
Anything I should know in particular about the people that will be at this evening's event?
In particular, not sure, though, Clintok. I would have to think on that. It will really depend on who arrives at
Yeah.
said party to see how things go.
Well, we'll have to see. We will have to see. And then I make small chit chat for the rest of tea and
Okay.
everything, and
Yeah.
then I leave. I make sure to leave a nice tip. I leave another 5 gold pieces on
Oh
the
yeah. Okay.
as I leave, and then I bid her adieu and tell her that I will see her this evening.
Okay. Yeah. She says that she will meet you at the courtyard, the same place
Gotcha.
this evening.
All right. And how much was the lavish lunch?
So the tip was 5 gold.
Yep.
I would say the drinks would each be a gold piece.
Okay.
I would say total of 10 gold pieces you would have gotten.
Okay.
Tips
Cool.
and the food you buy.
All right. Sounds good. And then I head off to hopefully find the rest of the party to tell them that we need to make a visit to the tailors.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe at some point they mentioned staying at the Clashed Antler. So maybe you would head up there.
Yeah.
Karn, you're working, with the fortifications, with these soldiers. And a lot of their talk is they're a bit concerned about the Crookhorns who you fought, attacking from the north, coming down. The Nag Lord is certainly an issue. They seem a little bit concerned, like they heard Sir Rickon's story about the Crickhorns, so they're like, oh wow, this is like real.
Indeed, they are real, but easy to dispatch.
Easy according to who?
Well, according to me and my strong right arm. But those in my party didn't seem to have much trouble taking them down either. Be stout of heart. Keep good Saint Cuthbert in your thoughts and prayers, and he shall provide.
Not familiar with the saint, but if he walks with you, then he's truly one to take notice of.
And they're bound to get an earful.
Yeah, they're hearing all about. Yeah, so it's like mid-afternoon, and you've been working all morning with them. They're taking a break, drinking some water, and eating some bread. And Hilda Harrimore comes out, there's some kind of parchment in her hand, and she says, "Well, Carnstone, I guess word gets around."
Indeed, what word is that? The word of Cuthbert is sound advice and the savor of all that is good everywhere.
You have received an invitation, apparently.
An invitation?
Yes.
An invitation to what?
Well, it looks like, as she, you can see that it's got the wax seal on it. The wax seal is the ram with the ivy intertwined in its horn. She said, "This is House Ogsbody." Apparently, I'm guessing it's an invitation to some sort of dinner party.
Oh, dinner is good, but party is bad.
Well, you'll probably want to bend your ear about the Crookhorns and things that are happening. Or, I don't, it was specifically addressed to you. I'm not sure how he found out about this, but.
Now, is he somebody of note or stature in this town?
Yes, he is one of the 7 brewing, he's one of the noble houses here in Prigwort.
And he is faithful?
Faithful to what?
To the gods, to the church.
I mean, they support the church as long as their stein is full.
Hopefully this won't interfere with my nightly prayers. What time does that say on there?
Oh, it says it's at dusk.
I suppose I could be there for at least 30 minutes. You'll have to bend my ear quickly so I can get to bed on time. I do thank you for relaying this to me.
Yes, I'm just thankful that I was not invited.
Why is that?
I've got other things to take care of here. I cannot be going to dinner parties and socializing with nobles. There are fortifications to be worked on and soldiers to be trained, and there is a brewing conflict coming.
Indeed, I feel my time would be better spent helping you with this.
You have done a lot of work here, and I appreciate it. This is actually helping me because you can tell him of the work that we have been doing here and how important it is to continue to support our efforts.
Barely. I shall pass that word along. He'll pitch in extra hard now.
Okay.
Because he feels, like a slacker if he's going to be leaving for a party, even though he's not going to do any partying at all.
All right.
If Basil gets word of there being an herbalist in town, he would definitely be bouncing down off the curbs of the street, looking for a hangover cure. Well, I guess he would go, to the tavern first and get a slug, bite the dog that bit him back.
Is that what Basil's going to do? Go back to the oaf and os?
Yeah, he goes in for a quick pint and then off to the herbalist to see if he can find something for this hangover. This is a pretty bad hangover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you walk in and Heged, the barrel-chested, lantern-jawed human in his 40 with hairy forearms and a thatch of matted blonde hair, broken teeth and nose. He says, "Welcome back," and gives you a big slap on the shoulder.
Oh,
Yeah, I know what you need.
yeah, a little hair of the dog that bit.
Oh, he's already got a stein of Heged's bitter ready for you. Don't worry. Your musical friend has taken care of it for us.
Oh, very well. Maybe a raw egg?
Let's see what I can find.
Great.
Crack a raw egg in it.
What's the chances he come back tonight? I want to hear that story about the 3 hags, or was it 2 hags? Oh, it was a body tail.
3. It was 3.
Oh,
Phew. I don't know if I could take that story again.
Wow. Apparently Orion got drunk, A, lost money, and or at least charmed some people, and B, stupidly told them about the hags. Oh well, water under the bridge.
Did we leave here with anybody but our own crew last night? Who'd we meet here?
oh, there was all sorts that came in. There was song and dance, and your friend was buying drinks for everyone. He was just a delight. And then he said, I can't just stay here and keep my song in one place. And he roamed the streets of Prigwort singing.
I guess he spent a lot of gold last night too, didn't he?
His fair share, yes. He's
Ah,
enriched so many lives.
Mystery solved. Okay, fine.
well, what do you got for a hangover other than the hair of the dog here? Is that I hear there's an herbalist in town. You think she's got anything?
Oh, you mean Edgar? He might have something. He is an interesting sort. I'm not sure if he may have something in his strange concoctions that would help you.
I think I'm gonna go off and see him, but we'll probably be back later tonight. He doesn't know yet about going to any party. Maybe I can talk Orion to come back and sing some more songs for you. Maybe this time he can tell you all about the story of the wounded dragon.
Oh.
I heard some heroes were off on a quest to help a wounded dragon.
Oh.
There's a really good one about the rescue of the locked up paladin.
Somehow these songs don't seem to titillate.
Hey, it was my favorite part when the paladin just got himself a horse right there in the middle of the corridor and came trampling down and knocking over big stone things. Oh, it was great. But I'll have to let him tell it. It's more interesting when he sings.
I certainly hope so. He comps you a drink and a raw egg. Are you going to go over to see Wyrmspittle?
Oh, yeah. He's off to see the herbalist.
Edgar Wyrmspittle, the herbalist. It's an ungangly building teetering on the edge of a small bridge spanning the street below. It's reached by a steep stair that passes alongside a stinking chicken enclosure. The sign is a green scaled worm drooling into a glass vial.
Sounds like a great place to buy things.
Yep. So you go up and there's a door with like a little window that you can open, that somebody opens from the other side. It's a wooden door.
I knock.
Okay.
I give him a shave and a haircut.
It opens. Person with a long pipe. His head is shaved. He looks human. He's got a silver ring in his ear. And he kind of raises his eyebrow at you and he's like, can I help you?
Yeah, I seem to have been a little bit on the carousing side last night. Thought maybe you might have something to make me feel a little bit better.
You don't say.
Oh, yeah. A hangover remedy would be great. What you got, Doc?
I might have something in here. Were you part of that entourage last night? I heard some body tale about 4 hags and a dwarf.
Oh, it was 3 hags, but I don't know if I was part of them or I really don't have much of a recollection of last night.
Well,
That's part of why I'm here to see you.
yes. You hear him unlock the door. He welcomes you, and he's got dresses in genteel tweed and a burgundy velvet smoking jacket.
So he doesn't look as bad as his place around him does.
No.
Good.
I mean, the stuff is stacked everywhere as he kind of leads you down. And in the middle is kind of like a bunch of plants and, pots and stuff like fungus, like mushrooms growing. And he's smoking. And let me see what we have here.
I'll raise an eyebrow at the mushrooms. psychedelic?
Could be.
I've
You
heard
want to
that.
get rid of the hangover.
Yes, yes, I do.
Yes, there is actually a fungus that is psychedelic. He's got a thing called Grew's ear.
Yeah.
It looks like a rubbery pink ear fungus. It brings on mild psychedelia.
Okay.
Your vision is tinged pink and becomes sensitive to bright light, but your alertness is enhanced.
Okay.
He says maybe that might help you.
Right. So he'll be sensitive to lights and sound.
Well, I just got this feeling all over me that I've got a headache. I can't focus. The world's
Yes, a hangover. I'm
spinning.
aware of this. Yes, I know what that is.
Yeah, I'd like to take care of that. I was thinking about the mushrooms for the psychedelics for something later. And also, I was wondering if you had anything that did any healing and if you had anything that I've got this friend, see, and sometimes he really can't get to sleep at night. And we really need him well rested. And so if we could give it to him and it would knock him out, he could help him sleep at night.
I do have a thing called blood canker, and he shows you a rust red dried residue of slime mold. It says mix with alcohol and drink it. It may be able to alleviate there. However, there is a chance it has a side effect.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What kind of side effect?
It may affect your constitution permanently.
Oh, I don't have a very strong constitution as it is.
Oh, well, that's probably a chance you don't want to take then.
Yeah, I'm fairly weak. Have you looked at these little sticks I call arms?
Okay. Then he shows you a silvery leaf young shoots of a rare fern.
Mm-hmm.
They look almost like parsley.
Okay.
He said if you drink this, but you need to rest for the rest of the day in order for this to help. This may it's called sallow parsley.
Okay. I can take that this evening.
All right.
But this Grew's here, it'll make me more alert.
Yes, it will increase your alertness.
In game terms, would that do anything to the -2 in any way? Or is it just going to, increase my alertness?
I would say it would at least knock off a -1.
Yeah. He's going to try that. And he asked about something for helping his friend sleep.
Something about helping his friends.
I want something that, it's small, it's easy to take. It'll knock him right out.
You're really playing on Dragon Karn, aren't you? Or somebody else. Who knows?
Buddy, I don't know who yet, but he's that nervous. He's thinking that he's going to prepare for the future.
This lily white will help aid you to sleep in harsh conditions.
How do you take that?
Must be smoked in a pipe.
Smoked in a pipe. And do you have some pipe weed in a pipe?
I may have a few some pipe leaf here. He's got a cherry wood pipe he shows you. I might have some pipe weed if you're interested.
Yes.
This is called Shaggy Pony. It's a stringy oat brown leaf that it smells of horse. It also tastes like a baked tomato. It aids in deep and restful sleep.
I bet it does. So he'll get the fungus and the parsley and the willy white and the pipe weed and the cherry wood pipe.
Okay.
What's
All right,
that going to cost him? One last thing. Sometimes my bowels, they just get so tight.
Oh, God.
Is there something that acts really fast that'll help me with that?
Wow.
Let's see.
This getting older thing, I mean, Basil's young. This getting older thing's really for the birds.
Well, didn't he age? Did Basil age? Or Karn? One of them aged.
Wasn't it Karn?
Yeah.
I think Karn put on a few years, didn't he?
Yeah, one of them put on like 10 years.
That was in the snow, right?
When you age 10 years, no, that's when you were, I think you were in the Underdark. Happened. He says, no, there isn't something here that is that obvious. He has a bomb.
Tiger bomb?
It's called Brewmaster's Bomb.
Okay. And how do I take this?
Just apply it. It mechanically does 1d4 hit points if infused within one turn, but it causes -1 to AC and saving throws.
Oh, I was looking for something to make me go to the bathroom easier.
Yes, yes. He'll mix you up some concoction to help a laxative, a simple laxative. He will
Out of character, I'm looking for something that if I decide to creep into the camp and pour in the food, that everybody there might end up being distracted by the runs.
Okay. Yeah, he will mix you up a laxative.
Okay.
All right. So as he's talking to you, and he's like, he notices the ring on your finger, and he says, "You have affiliation with Baron Hogwash to the Chow?"
A loose one, I suppose you could say.
Oh.
I'm surprised you've heard of him here.
Oh, yes, we have certainly. That would explain the I guess his entourage, some of his entourage may be in town. That would explain the singing and the carousing last night. They're known for that down south, you know.
That's what I've heard. That must have been what it was.
But how did you've heard about this? I mean, you're wearing the ring of the house. I mean, certainly are you the black sheep?
I mean, just look at me. Does anybody really want to be associated with somebody like me? Would you?
Well, you look a bit squirrely. Probably would run in a fight.
I would always run in a fight. They called me a coward, so they want nothing to do with me.
Right.
But
And he takes a big puff. He says, "But you're a survivor."
I have lived through many crazy times, that's for sure.
Yes.
Just don't let it be spiders. Why is it always spiders?
Spiders.
It's always spiders. Actually, I don't think Basil's run into a spider in a while. Yeah, the family frowns upon me, but blood is blood. What can you do? He makes a note to himself to take the ring off as soon as he leaves. He's not sure if they're actually in town or this guy's just thinking they're in town.
And he gets his little piece of parchment out and adds a bunch of stuff up. And, well, if you get the cherry pipe and the 4 doses of shaggy pony, Gru's ear, some lily white, sallow parsley, and the laxative, 4 doses, that would be 337 gold. But since you are associated with this baron, or not associated, or the black sheep of the family, I would say 300 gold pieces.
Trying not to choke on the price. That's a princely sum of money there.
Yes, these aren't simple things that I use. They have to be collected and found in the dolmen wood. There's a price to be paid for finding these items, and cultivating them.
There is.
And,
He's got some gems in a sack, and he pulls out a few of them. Would you be interested, perhaps, in some of these gems? They hold a princely value themselves.
Oh, the gems. Oh, yes. Takes a big puff his pipe and looks at you and he says, maybe we could work out some kind of deal, Mr. What is your...
Wilberforce.
Mr. Wilberforce. Wilberforce. Hogwash.
Yes. Well, I use Wilberforce because they don't like me much. Now, to be clear, the way I have these marked is I've got 24 of them that are worth 50 gold each, and 3 amethysts worth 90 gold each. But I would hold out 4 of them and say, these are clearly worth at least 400 gold here, but there's a conversion rate of quartz.
So 4 gems worth 200?
Yeah.
He looks at them and puts on some glasses and kind of like looks them at, this is some impressive gems you've gotten, Mr. Wilberforce.
Nothing
So
but
what kind of work do you do?
Well, I've been traveling around with a crew of people, some friends of mine. We've been doing good deeds everywhere that we go, helping people. And right now we're trying to help a dragon. My friend Karn is doing something out about fortifications. And I'm support staff for them.
You don't strike me as the adventuring type, Mr. Wilberforce.
I mean, strong,
Ooh.
sturdy clothes and weak hands. What can I say? But I'm merely a support. I don't do the heavy lifting. I
Hmm.
procure things. I procure medicines.
Right there,
Yes.
procure thing. Mr. Wilberforce, how do you procure items?
Well, I come to people like you and I trade them gems and gold for items.
You
Uh-huh.
procure other things?
At times, if it's called for and there's a need, is there
Uh-huh.
something that you need procured?
Hmm. Well, there is a particular dinner party tonight at one of the brewmaster's houses.
Okay.
You know, the brewmasters keep their distillation, I'm probably saying it wrong, distillation secrets
Yes.
very close to the vest. And some would pay handsomely to find them out.
Oh, you
If
want?
one was to, procure these things, if they just happened upon them.
Well, I have happened upon quite a few things in my life.
You've
That would
happened to a
be
lot of people.
a suitable payment for the goods that we
Of suitable payment, yes, I would say that you would get a nice sum of. I think these items would easily be worth what if you were to get the said secrets.
Let's start with the mushroom for now as a good faith gesture then. And I'll come back tomorrow. And if I've been able to say, procure that, we'll have ourselves a deal. And if I fail, then I've got some gems here that you might.
So you just want the mushroom for now?
Oh my God, if I don't get rid of this hangover, I'm just going to die.
All right, so you want Gru's ear?
Yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? He's going to, he probably wants the pipe and the pipe weed and the lily white too, I suppose.
Okay. He says you can leave me with 3 of those gems.
With the idea that I'll get them back if I bring you this recipe.
With the idea that yes, that you will have an assortment of items to take with you.
Ooh, what would those be?
Oh well, you'll have to find out, Mr. Wilberforce, won't you?
I suppose I will. And
There
he
you go,
gobbles up
buddy.
that mushroom.
All right, yeah. So he's going to give you the cherry pipe, the 4 doses of Shaggy Pony, Gru's ear, and the lily white. The Gru's ear is actually the most expensive thing on there. It's 200 gold.
Oh wow, that's an
So-
expensive hangover cure.
So he gives you those things, takes the 3 gems, smoking on his pipe and, twirling his dangling mustache. Best luck to you.
I'll see what I can do. I would love to procure what you would need.
All right. So you have left Edgar Wyrmspittle. Let me just go over exactly what all that stuff does, and then we'll take a quick break. Gru's ear is a psychedelic. I already told you.
Yeah. You see pink around the edges, and
Yeah.
he'll be
yeah.
-1 to everything, and he notices things better.
Yeah. Granting you a 3 in 6 chance of being able to act during a surprise round. The effects last 2d6 turns. Let's see. I might add some stuff to that. So that's just mechanically what it says, but we may add some stuff, it seems like. But it takes away one of your negatives right off the bat. Shaggy Pony. What a name. Aids in deep and restful sleep. You know, that's for when you guys all smoke and
Oh, the
contemplate a
shaggy
question.
pony aids in deep and restful sleep.
Yep. The Lily White. So if you smoke it before bed, you get a +1 to any con check. So you're camping or something. It helps you sleep in harsh conditions, really.
I'm wondering if I could like put it in somebody's fireplace and
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I'm down with however creative you want to be. That's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, that was his goal, was since there
Yeah.
was an herbalist around, was to
Yeah.
find some ways to gain advantages in certain situations.
Right.
He may not have gobbled up the grooves here instantly. You know, he may save it up for tonight if he's going to
Yeah.
have to go.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah. He'll wait till he gets to the party, and because he doesn't even know how he's going to get in yet.
Apparently, we're going to a party tonight. All of us. We're completely
Everyone's-
different.
Yeah, all different motives, different reasons.
Yep.
All be there.
Yep. Apparently, some of us is your entourage, possibly.
Yeah, we'll find out. Or maybe they'll get party invites and then I won't have an entourage.
That's okay. Ryan's willing to be your publicist, your, storyteller.
Yes.
Of course, he might spike your wheel there and point out that you're recently widowed. And
Fantastic. I love it.
it depends on the mood, depends on, what's going on at the time.
Clintok gonna head back to
And
the
back.
tailor.
I was gonna try and see if I could
Right. You're gonna.
get my compatriots first.
Yep. Yeah. So you head over to the Clashed Antler and find the group in whatever state they are in.
Well, gentlemen, I've got an invitation to a banquet this evening so free food and drink for all, but some of us will need better clothes. I'm looking at you, Johntor. Ryan, you're not too bad. And Felix, just polish that armor. It'll look fancy and nice.
Basil says, I left my good clothes on the yak. I might need to get some myself.
Well, that's the point.
If you're actually offering clothes, I'm in.
We have an appointment with the finest tailor in town, so let's make haste and go get us some new goods.
Orion goes, you hear muttering from Orion. I knew my Clintok senses were tingling. Of course he managed this shit. And Orion points out that, if we're going to a fancy banquet, theoretically that means we should be meeting some of the better people around here. Remember, we still don't know where that gate is. I mean, we could pop back up to Haremore Keep, and Lady Haremore, would probably know where the gate is and could point us there. But, yeah, nice to get, the sooner we get the information, the sooner we can plan.
Well, it seems like an opportunity for me.
Yeah. And I'll make sure, poor Johntor still doesn't have any money. Orion will make sure to snag him a beer on the way out, since Johntor is whining about, party, I'm in a beer town and we're not going out and sampling the beers. Did you mention that the guy was a brewer, Clintok?
I didn't, but I will mention it now.
Oh, that's cool. So he'll have some good beer. Oh, that's great. I'm so happy.
Now, Basil will look at Johntor and say, when you get to meet that brewer, you ought to ask him about his recipes and see if he's willing to share anything.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm a brewer myself. I love to trade tips. That's the guy who does bathtub brews going, yeah, he's, low wisdom, low charisma. The guy who does bathtub brews is going to hassle the, Flits about his recipes. Yep, there you go. That'll go well. But sure, let's go find the tailor.
We head to the tailor.
All right. So you head to the red painted doorway with the plaque and the shiny brass knob, and As you arrive there, the door opens. You are greeted by a very diminutive man who is at the height of fashion with his like tweed coat. Everything is perfectly set and centered as you would expect. He is wearing some high end moccasins, and he has a twirled mustache. And it's so be Clintok would be in front, and then what, like Johntor and Basil Wilberforce and Felix and
Yeah.
Orion behind you.
Yeah.
The
I
appointment
believe we have
was,
an appointment.
yes, for a Clintok, Lord
Yes.
Clintok.
Lord Clintok and my retinue. We've been traveling, so please
Oh,
mind the
my.
awful state that we're in.
I'm so fortunate that there are not many out today to see what rabble I am allowing into my shop. But let's commence with this, shall we? I will keep my obligations. So he lets you, and you walk down a hallway. And as you're walking down, there are like little end tables on either side of the hallway going down with candles that are lit. And as you walk by the candle will flicker out and then flicker back on again. And then he comes up, there's a bunch of like racks, like maybe to hang coats or something. And you see that maybe like his cloak and hat, probably his, are sitting on the rack. And he comes up to another door as he unlocks it. And the door says, it has a little inscription. It says, member of the esteemed guild of tailors. And then underneath it, it said, rogues beware, affiliate of the shadow house, Castle Brackenwold. He said, let's let us enter. Oh, he sighs again as he looks at this rabble he has allowed into his fine establishment. And you walk in, and on either side are racks of cloth, and probably hang like 5 or 6 feet tall. And on the other side are just various garments that are all displayed. Again, there are these small little tables with lights, with these candles. There's one candle burning.
Interesting.
And he has, various sewing items, and he says, "Well, Lord Clintok, the standard outfit is 50 gold."
Well, that's fine, but I'm looking for more than just the standard. You may tell that I need a new beret. This one has gotten rather tarnished and
Wretched.
ragged.
Yes. Are you? What are you thinking? Something in maybe sapphire or an eggshell?
I think sapphire would be nice. Can you make that in velvet?
Yes, I can.
Very well then. And can I get a matching cloak?
Yes, I will do that as well. Do you need any emblems or coat of arms or things on there? Your house, perhaps?
Oh, my house. It is unheard of in these parts. Having its insignia would do me no justice. If anything, why don't you make it of 2 doves and a golden shaft of wheat?
Orion. Orion will remember what the Wagonbows used and snidely go, why not, X on X with a X background? After all, Lord Clintok, you can claim several houses.
A man of many houses. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
And just to make it clear, I am attending the banquet this evening, so it will need to be a rush.
Oh, a banquet.
Yes. I managed to get an invitation in such short order after arriving in this town of yours.
Orion just shakes his head slightly and says, mumbles, oh, another Clintok story.
Well, I would say you'll be overdressed for that affair, but fortunately, I was relieved of not having to given an invite. I did not find one in my box.
Oh, well, that's rather unfortunate. You could at least been full of food and drink this evening.
No, I would rather drink the rainwater off an urchin's boot than attend such an affair.
See. low class affair, is it?
Johntor's like, but I thought he was a brewer. I mean, isn't he going to showcase his brews?
A brewer. You're talking about Simon Ogsbody, so-called brewer. I am not impressed. They hold a lot of power in this town. It is most unfortunate.
Well, who should hold the power in this town then, if not the brewers?
Uh, well, certainly not the noble houses of brewers. There should only be one that really deserves such a position.
And which house might that be?
That would be Ignatius Craphand, House Summerfish,
Do you think House Summerfish will be in attendance this evening?
maybe incognito.
Mm.
I don't think that he would be seen dead in Oak's in that Oak's house. But let's get to the matter of you. Yes. So 50 gold for these for this outfit, and 25 gold for the embroidery and the coat of arms. Is there anything else you wish?
Nope, that will be all.
And for your assorted retinue, I would say for this affair they are probably overly dressed, but it is the Lord's call here. What you wish to do?
Yes, yes. Something also nice for them. Whatever you have in stock. You didn't need to go out of your way for them, but
I won't.
Oh, Orion wants something just a little flamboyant, not so much elegant as, you know, bright colors, etc. He is, after all, a bard, with one addition that he really, really wants. He wants a nice billowy cloak or cape, something that has a good billow when you fling it around.
Okay. A billowing cloak.
And Johntor is going to go, yeah, I hear the local elves are all going after following these crazy elf lords. But I'm a L'Oreal. Do you have anything in L'Oreal colors?
Oh, I'm sure.
Of course, the chance that the tailor knows what that is probably zero, because
I have some dove gray fabrics that would surely fit your house.
oh man, how did you know this? It's gray and burgundy. Can you do burgundy accents?
Yes, burgundy accents. What color you want your billowing cloak?
Again, something flashy. No grays, no earth tones. Something bright, either heavily patterned or light colors.
How about this mustard and olive color?
Mustard and olive color. That would work as long as it matches the rest of the costume.
So it's basically mustard and olives, like striped.
Don't want to be a complete clashing bore.
Okay. Felix or Basil Wilberforce?
Felix just wants something that like matches his new plate mail. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just make it work.
All right. It's like cobalt blue or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll give you like a cobalt blue, like overcoat or whatever the
Yeah.
sleeveless like tunic thing.
Mm-hmm.
At last,
Basil W.
and certainly least.
He says, I would like something very understated that I want it nice, but I don't want it bold. I'm the wallflower, don't you know? So I would like, everything to be just clean and tasteful and neat, but nothing extravagant, like browns and greens.
Browns and greens. He has an emerald green. Or is that two? Is that not understated enough?
I would have to ask your opinion on that.
How about this fine terracotta color?
Oh, this looks wonderful. I want something that I kind of blend in with the crowd, but if you look at me really closely, you think, wow, that is really well made. That is really well done.
Well, of course it's going to be really well made because I'm going to make it.
Exactly. I knew that I was coming to the right place for this, but if I was standing next to my friends there, I want all the eyes to go to them. But if somebody decided that they really wanted to take a look at me, that's when I want them to notice how well I look.
Yeah. Ryan, who's in the know, is rolling his eyes and going, yeah, he wants to blend in. Of course.
So what kind of clothes, what kind of, you want like a cloak and a,
Well, I don't know what the local gentry usually likes to wear. You know, we have the Lord here. Clintok is, he's expected to be in finery, but I'm part of his retinue. I can't outshine him.
yes,
A cloak would be nice, though, wouldn't it?
a terracotta cloak and a matching fez to go with it.
Oh, I would love a fez so much. Fezzes are cool.
Oh, God. This guy's getting rid of his shit inventory, isn't he?
It doesn't portray the certain refinery of a beret,
Right.
but if someone is looking intently, they may find the fez very curious.
Maybe with a little bit of that emerald just trimming up the brim.
Yes.
A trim of emerald on the cloak and on the fez. That would be, oh, yes, that would be perfect.
Then that's what we will
Is it a
do.
nice dark emerald color, deep and dark?
Mm-hmm.
So he's getting a cloak and a fez.
All right.
So that way, when he tries to hide, he'll have a dark brown color on him.
Right.
Yeah, Orion copy out. Johntor, of course, is clueless about, oh, why would he want to be understated? Yeah, right.
All right. So it's Clintok, Orion, Johntor, Felix, Basil W. So he says that will be 300 gold.
Well, pay up, boys.
Who are you looking at when you say that?
I'll cover Johntor, I guess. But the rest of you, I know you have your pockets lined.
I'll cover Johntor and pops out a couple of those 50 gold piece gems we invested in.
How much is mine?
Basil is 50.
He can cough up a gem for that if the guy will take it.
Yes. Yeah. He's pleasantly surprised.
Okay, so right now I gave that other guy took 3 of them, so now I'm down to 20 of those gems.
And basically Clintok is 150.
Yeah. All right.
Do you pay him in gold or gems?
Clintok pays in gold.
Well, excellent. And they will be ready to pick up this evening. I will have them prepared. I will work on them immediately. Now it is time for you to, and he begins to usher you out of the shop.
GTFO, I gotta work. Okay.
All right, got some new duds being made.
Before he finally pushes out the door, he'll say,
Okay.
I noticed the sign said you had a problem with rogues. Do you mind telling me more about that?
No, it's not an issue with rogues per se, or those who are,
Ne'er-do-wells?
yes, who like to steal. It is just a warning.
Well, if you do find that you have a problem with such a thing, just let us know.
Oh, Lord Clintok, I appreciate that.
I'll leave you to your craft.
Thank you. All right.
Before Johntor even gets out his first wine, Ryan's like, yeah, we slipped in. I want a good hearty lunch if possible. What do we got around here? I look over at Clintok and say, in your adventures this morning, quite a busy morning, sounds like. Find somewhere that had good hearty food.
Well, I found a place with a doorman. We could go back for lunch if we must.
Doesn't sound necessarily like hearty. They tend to be small plates with big prices. Let's see. Actually, the Clashed Antler is supposed that where we're staying is supposedly an inn. How is its food? Do we have any idea?
Let's see. Yeah, it's like regular common food. Yeah. So
Nice.
Okay. That's where Orion and Johntor will wander over. You know, get a good local. Not one of the guys who are going Hogswash. No, Hogswash is what Basil Wilberforce has. The guy we're going to party tonight. I don't want to get his stuff. I want to get something else to try something different. And yeah, get good food. Orion did take note of Johntor crying over his food yesterday. Because remember, Johntor didn't remember the ice, so he doesn't remember the fish, which was a pretty solid meal, but he doesn't remember it. As far as Johntor remembers, again, the first good food he had was, restaurant when we got here. Since he joined this crowd.
And don't forget, the first one that got him drunk was Basil.
Yeah. Drunk and late, apparently. So, yeah. Oh, no, he's been drunk before. That's one of the reasons he got thrown out. But late, that would be new. And Ryan will even make the point once Johntor has had a good solid meal and gotten a couple of extra beers, say, yeah, it isn't all running around crazy shit. We get this too.
So you do get a breakfast at the Clashed Antler as you go back and go like into the common room. Grandly rustic with thick beams, intimately cramped nooks and crannies, comfortably low ceilings, and a horseshoe bar that looks solid enough to withstand our battering ram. And customers are served by the octogenarian proprietors, Petra and Blingo Jungle.
Okay.
And you can smell fresh baked bundt cake as you walk in. And there are slices on the bar. Come get some, they're free.
Ooh, yes, lots.
Because today is the day she cooks them. She says, "Oh,
Free's always good."
So this older woman comes over to you. You travelers missed your breakfast this morning, I see. Didn't see you in. Sausage and mash for all of you, then.
That sounds good.
Fine. If it's what you have.
Oh, yes. It comes with the meal. It comes with the cottage you've rented. Will you be needing it this evening as well?
Oh, no, we are going to a banquet this evening. We will not be in.
Oh, you're staying at the banquet then?
Oh, well, some of us might return.
We'll still need the room, just not the meal for the evening.
Remember, it's one gold piece for each of you.
Okay.
And then she kind of leans over to Orion. Or you can sing me one of those songs like you did last night.
Sure, I will be happy to do so. Now, if I could just remember what the hell I did last night.
So yeah, she brings out they bring out plates of fried bog swine sausages on a bed of mashed potatoes and carrots.
Wow.
And a side of pickled eggs.
Good solid country cooking there. Really solid country cooking there.
There you go. So yeah, she brings out the meal. There's a couple people in here. Anything else you're gonna do just other than eat your meal?
Probably get some watered down ale.
Yeah, once
Watered down wine.
Once she steps away, Orion will look around the table and go, apparently I did something last night. You guys got any ideas? Because I don't remember crap.
From what I hear, you spent a lot of money last night on buying everybody drinks, and you sang some songs about the hags. And, well, he didn't even charge me for my ale this morning because of how much you spent last night.
Well, damn, that's what my purse is like. Well, nice to know. Nice to know it didn't a light-fingered local. Hags, eh? I must have been drunk. I wouldn't necessarily want that to get out normally.
She brings out like a light, like fizzy beer.
So, interestingly enough, I think about what I've seen around here. There are no apes in this area, are there?
No, you have not seen a single one.
But there have been other sorts of beast types, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She calls it stag fizz.
Stag's piss. Stag's piss? Okay.
All right, you eat your lunch, and then anything else you want to do before you need to meet up with the tailor and Lady Amore.
Johntor wants to wander around and try a couple of different beers. There's supposed to be several brewers in town, after all, and he wants to know if he can, and he'll ask proprietors, where he could get a beer flight, a selection of different beers, so he could try all the local stuff.
She will tell you that this beer is associated with House Cobsworth.
Okay.
And you've had Ogsbody. So yeah, you can do that. You can go around and try to, get a couple beers from different brewers and sample them.
Okay. All righty. Then Johntor, of course, will be obnoxious, I mean, he does have background brewer, by the way. I'm not playing crazy, but he'll be the armchair quarterback, commenting on the local brewer's work.
So you're just kind of going by you go into like the market area where, you can get kind of different beers from people.
Right.
And as you're sampling one of the beers, somebody comes up to you, a local, and says, "You know what the secret ingredient these prize spirits are, don't you?"
No, man. I've pretty much identified everything, but there's a secret ingredient? Really?
Yeah. And he kind of moves you away from the vendor that's selling the beer, and he says, "Mossling bones."
Mossling bone? What the heck's a mossling?
You encountered, remember the dwarf guy who
Oh,
did he have plans to make some kind of animated clock or something?
Right. I thought he just had some really bad illness or something. But that's like a thing around here. Guys who got growth all over them.
Yeah. They'll people pay good money for those grave diggers to go out and dig up their bones at night.
Wow. I mean, I knew you could cook broth with bones. I didn't know you could do beer. Huh. I'm not tasting it, though. I don't think it actually adds that much to the flavor if I can't taste it. He's completely believing the guy.
So as you're doing that and, getting another beer from one of the other vendors, as you're, sampling the Barrow Blaster, a robust ale, rich and iron-like flavor, causes belching and goggling.
Cool.
Somebody has a drink and sitting there and says, "You look like an adventuring group from out of town. Haven't seen you folk in here."
Of course, Johntor, being 3 or 4 beers in and sort of the unwise sort anyway, goes, "Yeah, that's us. We just got in and had some real, been really rough lately."
There's a worm
But
to the north, and a worm is, a term for a dragon. There's a worm to the north, to the south, that was slayed by Sir Windlass, the Laughing Knight. The body of the monster was never found. Its bones may lay in some forgotten grove to this day, and its hoard.
Whoa. This guy comes in and claims he slew a dragon, and he doesn't have any evidence? I'm sorry. Even I'm not that stupid. Sounds like he made that shit up.
Well, you're interested, I wouldn't mind headed south. I'm looking for some fierce warriors, adventurers to go out there and to the south and find this horde. It just needs to be gotten.
So which direction are we actually going?
South. I said north by mistake. Oh, you mean north of the city?
I mean-
south of the city.
Okay. Well,
He's had a few beers too. North and south.
Well, if we're in,
I'm not the guy who makes the decisions. I'll tell people, but no, and we got other things to do too. Cool. What's your name, dude?
I thought we were trying to get to Meager's Reach.
Yeah.
That's like north of us.
Yeah, it's
Northeast.
north.
Northeast.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
this place is to this place is to the south of us. Johntor is right. I mean, why would they have just left there?
Emilio.
Emilio. Okay, that's cool. I mean, we'll look you up if everybody's interested.
Emilio Bullburn.
Say that again.
Emilio Bullburn.
Okay, got it. Emilio Bullburn. Okay.
So there's a beer server that comes over with some, drinks, and you sample another beer, a crispy pale green sparkling cider with a hint of butterscotch. It's called Merryweather.
Okay.
What do you think of it?
What season is it around here?
It's a crisp spring day.
Oh man, this is perfect for spring. I mean the crisp flavor and the sparkle and everything. I mean, this is perfect for spring. Whichever brewer brought it out right now is just a genius.
Well, I think there's more that goes into this stuff than just, there's some sort of, there's something else that goes into this. And have you heard of the local herbalist in town, Wyrmspittle?
Yeah. Had some crazy guy earlier say they put mossling bones in this.
No, that's preposterous. Wyrmspittle would pay a lot of money to find out what the brewmasters use. He suspects it's some sort of alchemical alchemical nature that they use to make these beers so tasty.
I look at, of course, he's clueless. He looks over at Basil Wilberforce and goes, "Oh yeah, you wanted me to ask him about that. That's so cool. Yeah, we'll do that."
All right, so you've sampled all the beers in the market.
Yeah.
Heard the rumors of Prigwort, and then going to go pick up your clothes. All right, you pick up your duds. No issues there. Everything is fit and looks good. And then you go over to Earl's Court, you guys see the statue, and I would say Felix, maybe. Well, definitely Johntor, even in his state, would see the symbol that is emblazoned on his insert word.
Gambison.
I can't remember how to pronounce here. And you realize it's the same thing around your neck.
Oh.
Wow, were we here last night? I don't remember this.
Neither do I, man. Neither do I. Sorry.
What did you
That's
get
all
up
cool.
to?
If he's a brewer, it has to be cool if he's a brewer.
What did you all get up to?
I don't remember much.
We woke up with these cool necklaces, and he'll show off. It has the two beer steins, just like this symbol over here. Wow, we must have been here last night. That's weird.
I don't know what to tell you. I guess we were.
I don't think I was here. I didn't have anything from this place. I check and make sure the ring is in my pocket,
Okay.
not on my hand.
All right.
Right. Beginning to understand that you might not want to be associated with those folks.
Do you have the doily?
I think I probably got that in a pocket. I don't want it to be seen. I
Okay.
haven't decided if I'm going to trash it yet or not.
All right.
Is this for the party? This the official party?
You're meeting Lady Amore.
Okay.
She arrives in some sort of like a leather dress
All right.
that's all like ruffled out.
Oh, you look rather stunning this evening, my lady. Give her a bow
Yeah.
and take off my hat. Shall we?
Yeah. Oh, and this is your retinue.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
They are sharply dressed as well.
Oh, yes. We only travel in the finest of clothes. We were just at Brandybile's this afternoon.
Hmm. Exquisite work. And you see that she is wearing a black pearl necklace and her dress is black opal leather.
All right. Interesting.
Yeah. And Orion goes, yes, my lord works very fast when he wants to, and gives a brilliant smile to him, like, I know what you were up to this morning.
Well, everyone, let us go to the party.
So you come upon a gate, a metal iron gate, of course, with the insignia of the ram with the ivy intertwined in its horns. And the gate sort of opens as you approach. And it's a long like drive up to a 2-story house. And all the lights are on inside. The yard has been finely cut. Like various, it looks like deer or other woodland animals. All the various shrubs, and there's kind of like a red carpet that has been laid out down the steps up to the door, the grand 2-door entrance to this manor. And there's a couple people in front of you making their way. And a rotund, jovial man opens both doors, clasping in hand, welcome, 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 everyone, welcome. And he is wearing a rose-colored mink fur coat with like chains that go around them.
All right.
And he has got asparagus colored knee-high boots.
Nice.
Come, welcome, welcome. And he, some people are kind of like, they kind of show, and he just kind of like, you don't need to show your invitation. He's got like a handlebar, like mustache, not a handlebar mustache, but just like a Fu Manchu. Bushy eyebrows. He's got a, the traditional male pattern balding, the horseshoe. Come, and he sort of, and then he kind of peers at the as you come up, and he's Lady Amore. Oh, and he bows, of course, to her, my dear, and
And Lord Clintok.
Lord Clintok. Can't say that.
And retinue, Orion says a little acerbically.
Yes.
Might I say that color looks fantastic on you?
Oh yeah. Well, come on. And he looks past the group. He looks at Orion. Oh yes, there will be a body tale told tonight. I am excited. I've heard stories. Excellent. Lord Clintok, is this part of your group here?
Yes.
Is this minstrel your part of your retinue?
Minstrel, jester, he goes by many names.
Oh, he does. I've heard quite a tale. Yes, we will have plenty of drinks tonight. He will sing us so many songs.
Orion Addercapper, at your service.
Oh,
And also happy to be the entertainment for the evening.
yes. Well, I see that you clothes look as though that you've just put them on. You've just bought them.
Well, I wouldn't show up to such an immense and immaculate party in everyday wear.
Oh, yes. Come in. So he welcomes you into the big grand entryway with the chandelier and the parquet floor and a big dining table. And there's there's some music being played by like a violin and a cello. And Lady Amore says, "Oh, don't. He's just putting on airs."
Oh, is this not normally the entertainment?
Oh my God, have you seen, did you, the chandelier, I don't even, it's not even quality crystal, I don't.
Well, I can tell you know your fine jewelry. What a beautiful necklace you're wearing this evening.
Oh, yes, thank you. Oh, I wanted to make sure that it matched my outfit.
Why do I
So-
feel like somebody's not going to have that necklace later on this evening?
I don't know what to tell you.
So this music playing, and so they start, they've got some beer, of course, in the steins, and it's very familiar for you guys because it's the same beer they serve at the Oaf in the Oast.
Basil Wilberforce is pretending to drink it, but not. That hangover's still getting him pretty good.
Johntor is not pretending to drink it. He is drinking it. And he will, of course, if the big guy lets him have a word in edgewise, wow, are you the brewer? This is great stuff. I keep hearing all sorts of crazy rumors about stuff you put in here, like alchemical potions and mossman bones and even dragon scales. Honestly, it's fantastic as is. I don't understand why people are saying stuff like that.
Oh, they'll say anything.
I mean, I'm a brewer too. Would you mind giving me some tips? I mean, I can never get the aftertaste right on my stuff. It lingers a little long, especially the bitter flavors. But this is great. I mean,
So
all the flavors just cascade down great, and this is fantastic.
So you attempted to do this, and you got this bitter aftertaste the last time. Is that what you're saying? What happened what happened the next time you did it?
Well, I mean, I didn't know what it was. I thought maybe I had overbrowned the hops, so I tried to do the hops a little lighter and mix in a little sugar syrup but the aftertaste changed, but it still stuck around more than I wanted. I mean, not sure what I was doing there.
Keep working on it, my boy. Keep working on it. And he pats you on the back and walks away.
I'll do that, Master Brewer. I'll do that.
An esteemed guest arrives. I'm sorry. And he hurries to the door and opens the door to greet Karn Stone.
Oh.
Esteemed. So Karn is in his full plate armor. It's brightly polished. Like he spent an extra 30 minutes polishing the armor and making sure it's nice and bright. Master Brewer, I understand you wished a word tonight.
Yes, wanted to invite you to this soiree that we're having.
Oh, soiree. Yes. Such many nice, fine folks here.
It's my understanding that came into town and assisted with some sort of rescuing of young children that were abducted. As he says it loud, and everybody in the room's like, "Oh."
'Tis but the duty of the servants of Cuthbert to render aid wherever they can. Was nothing at all.
And yes, I will drink to that. And he raises grabs his glass and raises it and drinks it and downs it in one gulp. Excellent work. Karn, come in.
Basil Wilberforce runs and grabs a full glass from wherever he can find, and he doesn't care who he's stealing it from, and runs it back over to the guy and says, "Here you go, for your empty cup."
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. Thanks for the wonderful party. I'll be out of your way now.
Oh, well, Karn, I'm glad you accepted my invitation. It is great for you to be here.
Yes, I see you invited my friends as well.
I'm unaware of
The young gentleman who just brought you another ale.
part of this Lord Clintok's retinue. This young man here.
Yes, Lord Clintok is a good friend of mine.
What about
A most stalwart companion.
What about the chatty elf? You know him too?
Not even a squire yet. We have yet to decide his fate.
That
But he
sounds
seems
sounds
solid
rather
enough.
ominous. Obviously, you know this great minstrel.
Oh, my best friend, Orion.
Ah,
Yes.
Karn. Really? I wasn't expecting you here.
I received an invite. I was told that it would be a good idea to come and make an appearance before I went back to help fortify the walls some more. I was told that the brewmaster here needed a word with me.
Ah, you're helping the soldiers of
Saint Sedge.
Saint said, yes. Karn, that is so you.
Well, yes, you must always render aid to the church and the pious.
And Ogsbody comes, looks at you, Karn. How is Commander Hilda doing?
She seems to be handling the task at hand quite well.
It's a
She's
shame,
she's a solid commander.
I was hoping to see her tonight. She obviously must have gotten my invite.
She did, and she issued her apologies. Said she was well caught up, and asked me to get you caught up on the progress that had been made so far.
Oh,
He describes, what's been built and what still needs to be built, so on.
yes, I understand. Yes, all the ins and outs and such of building fortifications. The work of a commanding officer is never done, but I was really hoping to see her tonight,
Oh, work before play with a diligent commander.
Oh, yes, I understand that. But maybe have her let her hair down for a minute, enjoy some of the libations.
Oh, certainly, does she partake in libations?
I mean, who wouldn't?
Well, I myself never do.
Oh, well, you're missing out then. I dare
But
say
you are
so
missing out
myself.
on the walk of the life of Cuthbert.
I'm sure if
Yeah,
Cuthbert,
well,
I'm sure if
well,
Cuthbert
well.
was this saint that he would enjoy a libation as well.
Oh no, Cuthbert would tell you that a libation is the worst sin that you could have.
The
Well, maybe
worst,
not the worst,
Karn, don't.
but it will lead you to the worst of sins.
What? No. Beer is proof that God loves us.
And then, of course, there are paths that people tend to follow.
That is fine. Don't worry, Karn. I
Feel
find
like
your social awkwardness refreshing.
I feel like he's disappointed in Karn. Oh, I didn't know I was being awkward. My apologies. I merely walk my path and let others know the joy that I find on it.
Yes. Well, come meet the others here and enjoy some song and maybe dance. We have some fine water,
Oh yes,
some fresh water we have gotten from the wells. Maybe some food, some hors d'oeuvres maybe served as well. And oh yes, the raspberry cake, of course. And some two serving people bring out this massive cake. It's like 3 layers high, and it's super huge. He's like, dessert first, I say, because the rest of life is uncertain.
my friend, I feel you have found my weakness, for I have a sweet tooth.
And he goes over and cuts you a massive piece of cake that he's got to take like 2 plates to carry it over to you. For you, Karn Stone.
Wow.
Wow.
But my friend, I am overjoyed because Cuthbert does approve of cake. He just digs in.
And later we will be having spinach pie, beer battered reindeer and pumpkin, and soft shell turtle rolls.
That just sounded good.
Music is playing, and he is cutting
Johntor.
huge pieces of cake for everyone.
And Johntor's like, it's like I'm in heaven. This is amazing.
All right, anything you're gonna do at the party?
Clintok will be scoping out the jewelry that people are wearing.
Okay.
In case somebody gets
So-
drunk enough, they might just misplace something.
Right.
Orion's going to note that Orion's going to take a look around. In general, so are there any elves here?
No.
And in general, the elves, a lot of them follow, what's his name, the bad guy, right?
The Coal Prince, no, they don't automatically follow the Coal Prince, no.
Oh, okay. All righty. The problem with following up from his story last night is Orion doesn't remember what he said last night, and so he can't just repeat the performance. What he's going to do is, basically wander around the party and see if there are any particular groups that are disliked. But what he's putting together is, since he wants body, it is a little fun play about an elf who gets drunk and keeps waking up with, a worse and a worse and a worse partner in the morning, and ends up having to do antics to run away. First, the guy gets drunk and wakes up with a dock worker, a female dock worker with arms like this. Of course, referring to the dock worker who almost out-arm wrestled Basil W.
Yeah, and push Karn into the water.
Yeah.
Right. And then, he runs away from the amorous dock worker and winds up in the next bar and gets drunk and wakes up with a goat woman with tattoos all over her. And then, he's running away from the amorous goat woman, and he gets drunk and wakes up with an ape woman in his bed. Manages to get away from that and apparently the ape woman's husband, only to wake up the next morning to go to bed stone cold sober with a absolutely beautiful, ravishing redhead, only to wake up the next morning to find out she's a hag.
Wow.
So he's sort of putting together that composition while everybody else is circulating and talking. And he'll ask around for other ideas, see if there's anything else that he can put in that sequence of events.
Okay.
Now, is this a residence / not a residence kind of thing?
No, it's definitely a residence.
Okay, so this is the guy's home, right?
Yeah, that's your impression. Yep.
So does it look like there's guards or anything to keep you from drifting off into private areas, or is it just the house just open to all?
So it's basically this one lit big area. There's like a side room where a sitting room where you can go in and get away from everybody and the music and everything and have a polite discussion. That Lady Amore will tell you, that the benches here are basically cheap knockoffs of the real stuff that you can find at Castle Brackenwold. And there's, sort of the bathroom situation is kind of set up for everybody. But other than that, yeah, you can kind of wander off into a different part of the house. Maybe you'll run into some of the staff or something.
Well, because he's going to have to wander off at some point here and try to find his way to wherever this dude might keep his recipe. And who knows what else he might keep with his recipes. How well guarded is it? What else is there?
Wes, give me a D6 roll.
4.
And of course, if Orion were being really vicious, the topper to the hag would be waking up with a highborn lady. But he's not going to try to block Clintok.
So, Clintok, if you're talking with Lady Amore, you notice a gentleman walk by with a pendant.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a copper pendant that has like a trumpet on it.
Yeah.
And Lady Amore says, "Oh, that's rather pedestrian, but I would imagine it would have to be some sort of enchantment for them to be wearing it here."
Oh, you don't say. And he says, pardon me. I need to get a refreshment. I'll be back in just a moment. And he sets off away a little bit and then pulls his monocle out of his pocket and takes a look through.
Yeah, absolutely. That thing lights up. Yeah.
Nice. All right. He will get 2 drinks and make his way over to the dude wearing the trumpet necklace.
He's chomping down on some soft-shelled turtle rolls.
All right.
Didn't catch your name? Lord, is it
Lord Clintok.
Lord Clintok? Oh.
I don't believe we've met before.
Oh, Lord Mire. Good to meet you.
Oh, Lord Mire. Well, here's another drink. I see you join the soft-shelled turtle.
Yes,
Figured
yes,
you need
very
a
it's a
libation.
delicacy. You can't get them in Ogsbody's parties. Only here you can get them. They don't serve them at any of the places here in Prigwort. A delicacy.
And do you live in town, or are you in for the evening?
Oh, of course I live in town. Yes.
And should I know of your house's profession? Are you one of the many brew houses?
No, I'm not fortunate enough to be in one of the noble brew houses. My family is a roll random dice. Family is a painter by trade.
And have you painted anything that we might be able to see in this house?
No. Most of our work was done in Lake Shorn and High Hankel, but I just do portraits and things of that nature.
And you haven't let have the lord of the house sit for a portrait yet?
No, he can't sit still that long.
Sounds like you've not got enough drinks in him before.
I don't think there is enough ale in him for him to sit that long. So, Lord Clintok, what brings you into town?
I am just passing through the Dolmenwood, so to speak.
Oh,
Part of a venture of sorts, business opportunities.
you're
Have me traveling through.
not courting Lady Amore?
Oh, well, of course I'm courting the lady. I did bring her this evening.
Yes, you did. Kudos to you.
Yes, she is rather fine.
Hmm.
Have you looked longingly in her direction?
Well, I don't want to be caught staring.
Well,
Would you mind if I had a chance to speak with her for a minute?
oh, I'm sure I could arrange for that. Let's call her over now.
Oh, okay.
And I beckon to the lady.
Okay. Yeah, she comes out into the room. Yes, Lord Mire, yes. Lord Clintok, yes.
Lord Mire here was just talking about how beautiful your pearl necklace is this evening.
Yes, I was.
And he had some other business to discuss as well.
Lady Amore, I am a painter by trade. Would you fashion to sit for a portrait at some point? She's like, oh, yes, that would be wonderful. He kind of ushers her to let's talk of the details. And he kind of just ushers her to the side, like to talk to her, like, when would be a good time. And he's kind of like pointing to places in the house where, like, for instance, if you were to sit with some sort of background over there, and he has her like turn and like look face and look, like he's pointing over her shoulder. What are you doing?
I'll let them chat for a moment, like by themselves, and then I will interrupt and say, well, would you ever consider doing a portrait of me?
I think I could do such a thing, yes.
Well, I will be here for a few days. Might you get your easel and your oil paints and a fresh canvas?
Yes. Oh, yes, I will. Speaking of that, should be expecting a guest to arrive soon. I apologize. And he kind of grabs another soft-shelled turtle roll and kind of scurries past you out to the door. And it's just at that point, Clintok, you look at Lady Amore and you realize she's not wearing that necklace anymore.
Oh God.
I just say, lady, I'll be back with you in just a moment. And then try to quickly but unnoticeably
Really?
follow Lord Mire.
Okay. All right. And I think that's a good place to stop as you are trying to hunt him down.
Nice. It's a fun little side jaunt this evening.
I wrote up the carousing table. Let's see. I can't really say what. Well, I can say, yeah. For Basil Wilberforce, bad hangover, with random item. And then Orion you bought everyone in the establishment a round or two, and then that's why you rolled the 66 to see how many gold pieces you spent. And I just thought it'd be funny if everybody was mentioning your name. I can't mention.
right.
Well, a couple of these I can't mention because it may give away what. But yeah, you guys didn't get the, you wake up at a nearby hex with minimal clothing and one piece of gear. You wake up having sold all your items to a local establishment.
Hilarious.
There was one you wake up in bed with, and I had a random roll.
Nice.
You wake up wearing someone else's gear. You wake up with 1d3 hit point damage and a black eye.
Right. Got in a fight.
Then I did the philanthropy for Karn. I randomly rolled was invited to a dinner party of a local noble brewmaster.
Oh, that worked. And he got cake, so he's happy. Yeah, nobody's offered him cake or sugar before. It turns out Karn has a sweet tooth.
The original sin.
Gluttony.
Sugar.
But it's not booze.
No. But yeah, I thought the dinner party idea would be good. Get you guys all together.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So, and Basil is going to is hunting for the recipe.
Right. Yeah, and when you were drinking when you were out there, those were the rumors. I randomly rolled the different rumors of Prigwort. Like each NPC that you meet, like Wyrmspittle, and obviously they give him a description, but he has a house affiliation to one of the brew houses, and then they give his demeanor and speech and whatever, but they give his desires. And you found out one of his desires.
Nice.
Because he sized up Basil Wilberforce and was like,
It looks like he can procure things.
yeah.
Hey, procurement artist. Yeah, there you go. That's a nice way of putting it.
Yep, and Sir Rickon hasn't returned yet, but he will probably return some point this evening, and then the friar, and then we'll get everybody back together. Oh, and the person you ran into, Lord Mire, who introduced himself, there's a random generator, like 100. So I was like, what's his career? And I rolled bandit.
Nice.
I was like, okay, let me roll another thing that he claims he is. Okay, painter. All right, yeah. So
All right.
I'm sure he was a band.
That would be a hell of a side gig, though. He's this famous painter, so he gets to go into houses and see the layout and spend plenty of time looking around the place. And then, so yeah, it's a nice combo there.
There you go.
all right, guys. Well, I appreciate it.
Yep. Have a good night, guys.
All right, take care.